Hi guys, we're Sheispower. Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
We're here at Ikageng today. I'm Asanda.
I'm Nipo.
And we're going to spend the day here with the girls and we're going to have so much fun, have activities.
So come along.
Come along, guys.
Hi. Can I get your names?
I'm here with Andani.
Okay. And what are you guys here to do?
Here to educate and have fun with people that would need some ads.
And teach young girls about their variant.
Okay, how are you guys finding the experience?
It's very fun. I won't lie, the games are very entertaining and educational.
Dancing with the kids was fun.
Thank you.
12 years old, and I remember I was in grade 7, and the entire day I didn't know what was going on. My something was going on, so I sat with her and I took the tissue and I saw blood.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Can I get your names?
I'm Nolozi. I'm Amakhe.
And what are you guys here to do?
We're here to, let out the period talk and just get people comfortable with menstruation and to educate them on what menstruation is and for them not to be scared to have menstruation and to be comfortable with it.
How are you guys finding the experience?
It's good. It's nice. It's still the first time I come here, so it's very welcoming and heartwarming. I won't lie.
Would you guys do this again?
Yes, I would.
Hi guys, we're Sheispower, and today we're here at Ikageng. I'm Nipo, and this is Sis.
Desrita Kano. And I'm Asanda.
And today we'll be asking Sis Desri some questions so that you know how you can help her. So Sis Desri, tell us about Ikageng.
Ikageng is a non-governmental organization which renders services to children ages 0 to 18, children which are orphaned. We also have vulnerable children. With vulnerable children, it's children firstly who have been abandoned, children whose parents are chronically ill, bedbound and not able to give care to their child, a child who's a foreign national and does not have access to grants. Obviously, daily survival will be a challenge if you don't have a grant and you're a child. Lastly, it's a child whose parents has an addiction to drugs and alcohol. And then I know the common question is, why is poverty not included? And the biggest challenge is with poverty, we would do a means test, which is checking how much the daily income of the household is, monthly income of the household, and out of the monthly income, we are able to make a decision whether or not this is a needy household. But on average, if a household is getting anything less than 3,500, government defines that as a needy household.
So Matt, what do you think you have learned out of working here and doing service to people in need? What lessons can you share and you think are important that people should know?
Oftentimes, as individuals, we make the mistake of assuming that because people are in urban areas, they are not in need. We assume that people are able to survive and make a daily living. And the reality of most households, particularly within Soweto, particularly in affluent areas of Orlando West and Dube, which is the areas that we are servicing, the grandparents of the children we are currently taking care of are former teachers and nurses. And unfortunately, women and men working in firms or in mines. And unfortunately, it's great-grandchildren and grandchildren that have been left. Parents have died due to struggles of HIV and AIDS, or the impact of HIV and AIDS and COVID as well. And the reality is the households are left with orphans that are still in school. Daily survival is a challenge. And most households are currently using grants to survive. I think secondly, when we look at the HIV infection, that the majority of HIV infections, new infections, are between ages 15 to 24. Programs like the one you are bringing, where you are giving sanitary towels and education on hygiene to young girls within that age, you don't know what a pack of pads, the difference a pack of pads makes. For each young girl in this community, receiving that pack of pads could be a deterrent from making a decision to have unconsented sex with an older man simply because I need a sanitary a pack of sanitary pads. And for me and you, getting up every morning and just going into my drawer and getting a sanitary towel when I need it is the luxury that we have. But for a young girl in this area, it is not that simple. In the area we're working with, which is Orlando West and Dube, we have 3 hostels. We have Mzimhlope Hostel, we have Dube Hostel, we have Mansfield Hostel. And a hostel has been known to be predominantly servicing men. But currently we are living with the reality that a hostel is servicing households and housing unit. And you can imagine for a 15-year-old where the majority of individuals living in the hostels are male. You can imagine what gender violence is and how differently that young girl defines gender violence. How her definition of womanhood is made, or she is socialized to believe she's less than the average because she is a girl child. She cannot even begin to speak about her daily struggles. And that's some of the kids that we are working with. And that's why we are excited today about a program that you are bringing in, because it's not just giving of a sanitary pads, it's education on hygiene. And it talks about self-care, that love starts with you. You need to love you first. And by loving you, you are able to make sound decisions about you. And that speaks to what Ikageng stands for. That speaks to what Ikageng lobbies and advocates for. That for our orphans, we will do whatever that we can. For vulnerable children, we are restoring the dignity of children. We want kids in Soweto to know that Ikageng is a safe haven where they have a sense of belonging, a safe haven where they are loved, where they are appreciated. In the past 3 weeks, we've had a holiday club, and 150 children would come in daily to receive meals, to play, to be educated, to interact, and to be told, I'm loved. I have a family, I have a home, I have people that care. And that's what Ikageng stands for. It stands for love, it stands for care, it represents embracing every child in this community, that they feel they are loved and appreciated.
That was so nice. So how would you encourage people to help here? Like, what can they bring to contribute? Yes.
Contributions. I'm going to tell you more mainly about our 3 most needed things at Ikageng. Firstly, children that get enrolled into the program as beneficiaries are given a monthly food parcel. And with COVID, most of our donors fell off. Currently, our food parcel is being funded for by Department of Social Development and the Methodist Church. So if you are to give, please give for food parcels. You can either buy non-perishables and bring them to Ikageng. Part of the beneficiaries are youth-headed households where parents have died and the young people are heading a household. A 15-year-old is heading a household, an 18-year-old is heading a household, a 21-year-old is heading a household. And by heading a household, you're sacrificing your own life to make sure your siblings are taken care of. So we also give food to youth-headed households also outside of our government-funded areas, Orlando West, Dube, Pefeni, but we also have beneficiaries in Bramfisher, in Sepisong, in Protea South, and some of those households have children that are on antiretroviral treatment. And you cannot remove access to nutrition from access to antiretrovirals. The two go together. in order for me to adhere to medication, I need to have had a meal, 3 meals daily, so that my CD4 count is ultimately at its highest and the viral load is suppressed. So food is a need at Ikageng. Clothes are a need at Ikageng. Stationery, books, toiletries. For me and you, a bar of soap is a bar of soap. It's easily available. But at Ikageng, a bar of soap represents access to dignity, access to being loved, access to not being defined as poverty-stricken. Because I'm cleaned, I'm bathed, I have soap, and I don't need to get mocked and teased in school because I have an odor. A lot of times we take for granted what toiletries and a dignity pack does to an average a young man or woman. And it's moving them away from being teased, victimized, and treated differently because they do not have jeans, clothes, and other things that you are no longer wearing, shoes, uniform that you are no longer using. At Ikageng, it makes a difference. So I will say everything and anything that you have that's in a good state, know that they are families, they are children that will put it to good use.
I think one thing that we want you guys to know is that, like, us coming here is also a form of appreciation for what you guys do. We acknowledge that it takes a lot for you to do this. Every day you wake up and you are putting yourself to doing something for someone else. So we see you and we do.
We thank you. Thank you. It takes a village to raise a child. It's the motto at Ikageng. And when individuals like yourselves come forward and say we'd like to play our part and make a difference, not only in Mandela Day, but in the daily lives of a child, we really appreciate it. You don't know what it means to us. And we really, really, really appreciate the fact that it's from Black women and men that are from these very communities. It's nice to know that just behind me, just my neighbor, the young person next door, I can look at, and that person can be a source of inspiration. A lot of our kids here are inspired by drug dealers, by criminals, because the drug dealer has a car, they have an SUV, they have this, they have that. But you don't know what it means when they receive a sanitary towel from a young person that looks just like them, a young person that is saying, I'm at tertiary, I've just completed, I've just found a job, and I'm putting away pocket money so I can buy you sanitary pads. You don't know what it means, and you can never ever underestimate the long-term effect that will have in the life of a child. You are keeping that child away from making the worst decision of their life. And I just want to appreciate the gesture of support and love that you're giving to our children. Thank you is not ever going to be enough. But I want you to know from the bottom of our hearts at Ikageng, we really, really, really appreciate it. We are most grateful. This is making a difference in the lives of 200 children, which were invited today. And by the end of today, it will be packed. Just watch the space.
Thank you.
I'm here with a few of my players. So our mama period mawakala, they were in our grade. I was doing standard 3. So our mama period Ikageng Aids during that time, sidlala umpusha. And whoever saw whatever they saw, abazange bamtshele, they decided ukuthi bamhlele. Like njengoba limile kanjalo. Watchela the other one, and I end up a me joke. So I felt uncomfortable. Mangi's checker, I told Kuti I'm a nurse. I went to the teacher. I told my teacher, then the teacher told me, Kuti, no, so Kulile, you are a big girl now, these are your periods. So because I seen my pets, and by then my pets were very scarce. She took a tissue, white roller, then she showed me how to roll it like a pet and put it on my underwear. Then for me, it was full out. I had to go home. Because I was embarrassed, I had to go home Nyogeza and find the pet in Amampela because it tissue my man. Yeah, it's my mess, so I had to go home Nyogeza and do the proper thing, the pet. So that's my experience, guys.
So it's where the pleasure would come from if you were to engage in sexual intercourse.
Ovaries, I'm an ovaries. You guys know where your ovaries are? Yes. Right. Are responsible for producing eggs and female sex hormones. Yeah.